And our certified financial advisor, Randy Huff, is here to educate us on the retirement planning process, the one he uses to help his clients. Good to see you, as always.
Thank you, Angie. It's good to be back.
Now, when we're starting to think about retirement planning for people we might be doing things on our own, what's the difference in the program you offer?
The difference is what I offer is comprehensive financial planning. When we talk about retirement plans, often we begin with what's my 401k look like at my employer or other savings. Now, those are certainly important, but there are other elements that should be taken in consideration. For example, other assets, your home, as an example. Sometimes during retirement, people may want to downsize a home, so that should be taken in consideration. Sometimes people want to move from, say, Indiana to another state, and that state may have higher or lower tax rates than in Indiana.
So, for example, moving near your children
That's
or something
exactly
like
right.
that. So you're going to check on that. Okay.
That's right. Another element to take in consideration that if you're doing personal planning, you may not think about is liability, debt management. One should really think about entering into retirement debt-free. Now, sometimes that's practical and sometimes it's not, but in either case, you should plan for that.
And what's, it should be an obvious answer, but what is the advantage? It would be the question I would guess some people. So I'm going to go in retirement debt-free
and your money goes longer, lasts longer.
Lasts longer, and that's the goal, is to make what you have last, because we help you last longer.
Exactly. Well, in fact, one of the other considerations that a planner such as myself offers is a discussion around longevity. How far does your money need to go? Historically, let's speak about my grandparents' generation. They planned for a 5 to 7 year retirement. Now it's not uncommon for people to be in retirement for 20 to 25 and 30 years.
And in good health and doing lots of things where you need money.
Exactly. Another element is insurance, and a role life insurance can play. Another key element that people may need some help to think through is health care. Healthcare in retirement is a big expense in today's world, and more than likely will continue to be so. So having someone to help you to think through healthcare expenses in retirement and make plans for that is important. Another element is Social Security planning. Often we get our Social Security statement in the mail, and we say, okay, my Social Security payment's going to be X. Well, that is the case so long as you go to, number one, go to full retirement. But even beyond that, there are some Social Security planning techniques that could help you to maximize your Social Security benefits over time, especially if you're married. So
that's interesting. You've made me curious now. So how do we check with you to learn those details? Because there are a lot of questions.
There are a lot of questions, and sometimes speaking with someone such as myself can help them to determine what those questions are. And in fact, in some cases, what you don't know to ask is as important as what you do know to ask about. So a broad, comprehensive plan can bring to the forefront those kinds of questions, and accordingly you can plan for them.
What do you recommend for people about starting retirement planning?
In this case, the earlier the better, but on the other hand, with all due sincerity, 5 to 7 years out is a good place to start, because if you're thinking about things such as Social Security planning, it takes time to position yourself to maximize Social Security benefits. Likewise, if you talk about debt planning, there needs to be some runway so that you can plan for that debt and extinguish it.
Thank you so much, Randy. Okay. Great advice. Give him a call and get planning on your retirement. We'll be back with more Local Lifestyles right after this. Stay with us.
This portion of Lifestyles is sponsored by Randy Huff with Raymond James & Associates.